Hi everyone, and welcome to Curly and Creative with Mrs. J. I'd like to wish everyone a happy National Crayon Day. In case you didn't know, it gives you a reason to celebrate something today. So take some time and appreciate that box of crayons that you have. Maybe draw a picture or a card for somebody, drop it in somebody's mailbox down the street, or send it to your grandma and grandpa who you can't see right now, and express your creativity and share it with somebody else. Today, we're going to be talking about another project that we can make with things that you find around your house. And over the next couple days, I'm going to be talking to you about an artist named Alexander Calder. And Alexander Calder is an artist who did some really cool, very unique types of artwork that he started in his time. One of them is called a stable. And a stable is a freestanding sculpture. And I'm going to show you some pictures of stables by Alexander Calder when I switch the camera around, and then I'm going to show you how to create your very own stable by using some scrap cardboard from a cereal box or that empty box of Pop-Tarts that you ate, or any type of cardboard box that you can trace some circles on. So for this project, all you're going to need is some cardboard, any kind, and some scissors. And that's it. So let's get this show on the road. So this is one of Alexander Calder's sculptures that is called a stable, and you can see it's very large. You can tell by the scale. You can see the tiny people that are there, and he made this enormous sculpture, and it is made out of metal and bolts and paint, and it actually is in Chicago, Illinois, and it is a giant freestanding sculpture, and it's called a flamingo, and the flamingo is red because the piece will be seen against a black building. You can definitely see it, and it definitely stands out. So this is another one of Alexander Calder's stables. You can see that big piece that is balancing on those three legs. I'm showing you these pictures from an old Scholastic magazine. Scholastic magazine is something that art teachers used to get in our district, that we could teach our students a little bit about different artists around the world. So, like I was saying, Alexander Calder, one of the types of artwork that he created were called stables. And stables were artworks that were a sculpture that stood up on its own, and they were stable, meaning that they didn't move. And what we're going to do today is we're going to take a piece of scrap cardboard. You can see I've already traced some circles here. I'm going to make a couple more. I'm just using a plastic lid. You can find anything that's circular shape. You can make different sizes. Kept that can from yesterday. You can use an empty tin can, an empty lid, whatever you can find to get that circle shape. I made mine a little bit smaller, and then like I said earlier in the video, all we're going to need today is a pair of scissors and our cardboard. So, now this cardboard's a little thicker than usual, so if you want to have a little bit easier time but have a steady cardboard, you might want to use a piece of a box, like a cereal box that you cut apart. That's a little bit thicker, so that will work for you. And you can even use that as part of your design. So you can see this one's a little bit more difficult to cut, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. So we're going to cut out all of these circles. Normally circles don't have corners, but that one kind of looks like it does. Fix that up. Don't get rid of those scraps. You never know what we could use those for. So I've got 4 circles so far. I'm going to cut out one more and see where I end up. And then show you how we put these together to create our stable. So I'm going to save those for later. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut these little notches in here. I'm going to draw them so that you can see where they are, because they're a little hard to see once they're cut. So I'm going to make the same 4 notches on each circle. And that's how these sculptural cardboard pieces are going to go together. I'm going to join them in those cut slots. So, go ahead and cut your slot here. You can always make those a little bigger later if we need to. Now we're going to start trying to fit these guys together. So where those pieces both open, you can see how they kind of go in on each other. Okay, so the plan is to try and make this into some sort of a sculpture that's going to stand up. Don't worry if you bend that cardboard. We've got more we can use. Or you can use it for a different part. So you see now, I might have this standing up here on its own. Maybe I want to give it a teeny bit more stability. Kind of bend that a little to push these together. Work them in there. And now I definitely have that piece standing up on its own. You can put these back together and redo them if you'd like. Get some different formations. Add some different pieces. And there I have 5, but you notice I can add different pieces on just to see what they're going to look like. Flip it around. See if it will stand in some different ways. It's kind of a fun little activity to do with some scrap cardboard, don't you think? And like told you before, you can still cut some more out and add other pieces. If you'd like to color these pieces of cardboard and give them some decoration first, you could do that. There's a lot of possibilities for these. So I'm going to cut these slits a little bit deeper. See what happens with that. And put this one in here and give it a go. Maybe you even want to have a family challenge to see who can build the tallest stable. So get out your cardboard, whether it be a leftover part of a box or some corrugated cardboard from something that was delivered to your house, or even a empty butter container. Maybe yours will be a little bit smaller, but I'm sure if you look, you can find something to make your sculpture out of. Okay, there's art supplies everywhere if you just look around and see what you can find. That's all for today. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow when we learn about some other different types of sculptures and artwork that Alexander Calder did with wire. He also made some hanging pieces called a mobile. So let's see what we can make tomorrow on Curly and Creative with Mrs. J. I hope you have a great night. Be kind to one another and don't forget to wash your hands.